Howdy, Embody. Afril here. I'm going to do a little bit of a pre-stream show of something that I talked about in the previous one while I'm waiting for folks to start to come in. Also, I'm starting a little bit early. So this is there's a website called ncase.me. This person has posted some interesting little interactive pieces of stuff that has fascinated them before. And this one particularly is about synchronizing fireflies. So the way that they have it set up, you can click and drag, and depending on where you're clicking, the fireflies will light up. And the fireflies each are blinking on a fixed interval, but it's random between each one of the fireflies. And so if you go down, it kind of gives an explanation for this. So each one of them is when the internal clock strikes 12, then the firefly lights up. And so if you just have them sitting like this, then there's no coordination between them, and so all of the fireflies are blinking at different intervals at different times. What you can do is you can turn on this button here, which allows them to nudge their neighbors. And I'll just turn it on and we can watch together what happens. You can see patches of them are starting to flash together, and they're starting to radiate around, and then all of a sudden they're all flashing together. And so the way that this works, and I can disrupt it again so that way it's a little more, we can do it again later on. They're synchronizing themselves by looking at all of their neighbors and then flashing a little bit after if they see somebody else flash. And so over time, without any overarching signal going out to all of them, they can sync up asynchronously. So, just wanted to share that with you. And let me make sure that the stream's actually running, because I don't see anybody here yet. Oh, Ron's doing a House of Woo right now. Well, that might be part of the problem. How do you do Upcycle? Well, I know that the stream's working then. I hope the stream's working. Yes, we are live. That is good to know. Well, who knows? Maybe Ron will ride his train over here when he's done. But yeah, I'm going to get on to the actual program. Howdy, Embody. Today I'd like to talk about roguelikes and reincarnation. So a quick disclaimer before we get going. I think that reincarnation is more likely than not, but the point of this stream is not to defend that claim. It's more just to look at patterns in roguelike games and see how those patterns would exact onto reincarnation if it is true. And more broadly, to give some insight into other sort of reincarnative structures like sleep cycles, because I think that there is, even if you don't think that we come back after we die, there's still these cyclical parts of existence that are really, really helpful to have that roguelike understanding in order to exact onto that. Okay, so before I keep yapping on, I should probably define what a roguelike is, because I'm guessing that TLC folks are probably not going to be familiar with that as a gaming term. So Rogue was an ASCII dungeon crawler back in the days of Unix. And the idea was that rather than, because up until that point you'd had games like Super Mario Brothers, where you would have the same game over and over again. I shouldn't have swung there, but it's okay, I got the wolf ring on. So you would have the same game over and over again, and the folks that made Rogue wanted to change it up a little bit. Rather than, okay, that was, again, dumb. No, not Rogue from X-Men. that's one of the things I kind of wonder whether I should be trying to stitch things into this stream, or what I've been kind of considering lately is taking the day after the stream to do a sort of compilation or a looming of sorts to pull up examples of all the things that I'm talking about, and also cut out all of these random asides to make like a proper episode of whatever it is that I said I would be talking about, and then just started yapping away about whatever else I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that aside. So, Rogue was an ASCII dungeon crawler game, not the X-Man, X-Woman, with a white streak in her hair. That's not what I'm talking about. And so, rather than having it be the same game every single time that you loaded in, what they did was they created a sort of procedural generation where there would be a different layout of the dungeon every single time you would play. NetHack called Rogue. Yep. I think that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, the idea with that was that you would see how far you could get with each life, because they would structure it so that you would... oh, shoot. I have the other guy coming at me. I gotta get away. And I got hit anyway, but that's okay. Because they don't do that much damage when you have higher level and leveled armor. There we go. Yeah, howdy, Chris. I should have said it as an actual verbalized acknowledgement. I acknowledge your comment, just didn't say the name, which is bad etiquette. So, I forget what the exact goal with Rogue was, but you would try and get as far as you could with each one of the runs to whatever the final goal was. And then the success of a run was, okay, you got to the end, you accomplished the objective, and then you moved on from there. Excuse me. So a roguelike is any game in that sort of class of games where you have the elements of procedural generation, permadeath, and then not carrying things between runs. So there's no save states. You can do some save states in some more modern roguelikes, but generally speaking, that's kind of one of the things, is like you're supposed to... The game is supposed to be played within a particular session, and then once you play through that session, then you start a new, different session, and then kind of move on from there. And just to give some examples of this, the people who are familiar with roguelikes as a genre will probably already know what I'm talking about here, but I figure it's probably good to give examples as well. Binding of Isaac, Faster Than Light, and then Balatro is a more recent one. I knew that was going to stab me, but I did it anyway. Oh, come on. Don't look away, because the moment you do... Oh, he's not. Okay, well, I'm just going to run down here and activate the blacksmith. Or kill this necromancer first. There we go. Now these skeletons will actually die. And yes, Chris, I don't know if Rogue specifically was multiplayer, but that was, the original term was MUDs, or multi-user dungeons. And so you would have, over internet playing with an ASCII-like game like Rogue, but you would be able to have multiple people playing in it at once. And that was kind of the start of multiplayer games more generally, from what I understand. But yeah, the more general... So the idea of playing one of these kinds of roguelike games is that you're trying to learn how to beat the game in any circumstance that you encounter it. Did he just die from fall? Okay, well, you know what? And this is always a cool cutscene. You think you're about to have to fight this guy? And then he just breaks a wall.
Be gone with you.
To spoil my focus. So it turns out he's actually a blacksmith. And okay, well, apparently I need to deal with you first, but once I'm done with you, then I can go over and talk to him.
What's that then? Need some, then produce me some.
So this is actually the only blacksmith that you can access without beating any bosses, I want to say. But he doesn't sell regular Titanite, so you have to... Right, let me make sure I'm not... Yeah, Homeward Bones... Oh, he does sell Titanite shards. But you can do fire reinforcement here with him when you can't really do any other kind of reinforcement leading up to that, if I'm remembering correctly. So we will repair things... Hey, Mills. Good to see ya. Let's see here. Is there anything else I want to do or need to do? If I reinforce armor, how about that? Because I did a bunch of upgrades to my cloth robe, but how about the heavy boots? Yeah, I think that's probably good for now. Although I can do... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 Titanite shards. Can I buy that? Let's see. And then reinforce armor. Sorry, this is just menuing. And then we want to do that. And then that. There we go. Oh, I'm not even wearing the... I'm not even wearing the hat anymore. I'm wearing the Mask of the Child. Oopsies. Anyway. But yeah, you want to learn how to beat the game in any circumstance. You don't want to learn how to just beat it in a particular narrow play style. And so... I need to focus on this, sorry. I want to continue talking about it, but these guys can kill you very quickly and easily if you're not careful, and I probably aggroed more of them than I should have. Okay. And I'm dead. Yep. And that's why I wanted to focus. Pulled too many at once. Whoopsies. Okay. So the idea is that you're learning how to beat the game in any circumstance, not just within a narrow band of playstyle. You can't grind in a roguelike to get more powerful in the same way that you can with a lot of other role-playing games. Like Earthbound, for instance. You can't... in Earthbound, if you are having trouble with a certain boss, or in the Final Fantasy series is another example, you can just grind and grind and grind until eventually your character is strong enough to be able to overcome it just by face rolling, just by normal attacking. And I should not have aggroed both, but whatever. It doesn't matter because they're weak enough and I'm good enough, or hit hard enough, I should say, that it doesn't matter. Hello? Can I pick that up? There we go. The light was not where the pickup was. So you're not... So you're learning to beat the game not just in a particular way, not just within a particular circumstance, but you're learning the game's mechanics in a more holistic way, and in a way that is repeatable, not just... not just what? Losing my train of thought. And then another thing, another facet of a lot of these is that the game is often constructed to rise in difficulty as you rise in competence. I don't know if Rogue necessarily did that, but a lot of more modern roguelikes do that. So, for instance, oh, that's who I pulled. That's who was following me before. So, for instance, with faster than light, there are different difficulty settings, and then on top of that, you also have a whole bunch of different ships, and then the community of folks that play faster than light and like try and challenge each other to play it in different ways. I think that the hardest version of that is like no pausing, and you have to do a run where you play through every single one of the ships. You don't have to do it in one sitting, I don't think, but you do have to eventually get through all of them. Remember in NetHack you could stumble onto the possessions left by previous deaths. Yep, so there's different ways that they can kind of play with death as a mechanic, but the overarching idea is that death is... Oh, did I get it? No, I just stunned it. There we go. And there was another one. Nah, it's fine. I can not worry about that. Should probably try not to get stabbed. I don't think any of those are ways through. Okay, so how does this idea of roguelikes fit in with reincarnation? Because it seems like those wouldn't necessarily be tied together. But it seems to kind of have the same patterns. So procedural generation, you're not, like, assuming that reincarnation works the way that most folks claim that it does, you're not living through the same life over and over again. You're living through different lives each time. Permadeath, so it doesn't seem like people come back from the dead, right? So if you die in this game, then you die for real. And then things don't carry over between runs except for your knowledge and understanding. So it seems like all of those requirements are met. And so if you have an isomorphism like that, then it starts to pull up the question of, okay, well, what other things can you learn from that if there is an isomorphism between those different aspects? So the main difference that I see, though, because it's not all just similarities, the main difference that I see is that there doesn't appear to be a clear win condition. And that actually seems to be what a lot of religion and religious ideas revolve around, is establishing what the win condition is for life. I think we deal with these guys first. There we go. Probably should not get hit randomly. But yeah, so talking through the sort of isomorphic properties between the two, if reincarnation is real, then what do roguelike patterns tell us about how to approach it? So one of the thoughts is that if there is memory that is possible between runs, then it's probably worthwhile to try and access it, although it seems difficult to do that, and I don't know exactly how that would work if it does work. Another thing is that the point of a particular run isn't to hoard resources, because what's going to inevitably happen is you're going to die and you're going to lose the resources that you have in a particular run. And so rather than focusing on those, what you should be trying to do is... I know it's... there we go. Rather than focusing on the resources of a particular run, you should either be focusing on the resources that are retained between runs. So sometimes there's stuff that comes up that there's like a currency that you get based off of like the number of points that you get in the game on a certain metric that allows you to buy upgrades or unlock harder difficulties in between the runs. So that would be more of the point, rather than just trying to have resources for a particular run. And beyond, like, but the thing is that a lot, like, even when you have resources between runs, a lot of times that's not really the point and not really what you should be trying to optimize for. And the actual thing you should be trying to optimize for is the skills and knowledge and understanding, or something that carries over between those runs. That's what you should be trying to optimize for. And then if the game is well designed, and I think you have to assume that it is, although it might turn out that it's not, who knows, it's possible to win every single run that you play. And I don't necessarily know what that means in the sense for, oh, I'm not smart. I knew he could parry, and I swung anyway because I was distracted by my own talking. Oh, man. Can I not? Oh, Lord. Back up. Take a sip. There we go. There we go. Much better. Treasure. Oh, I just got hit in the ankle. Oh, these guys are... Okay. I need to kill the necromancer before I start worrying about... Can I not die? Stop asking for permission. Oh gosh, I forgot that there was a giant there. Oh, is this just a... Oh man. Am I actually gonna die here? I might just... Oh, yep, there we go. Well. At least I spent some of the other souls before I died and lost that bloodstain. But yeah, like, if you don't know what the win condition actually is, then it's really hard to determine what you should be optimizing for, and I don't really know how you can determine that with a degree of certainty. Especially because it might be the case that if it scales up infinitely, where if you're reincarnating within a particular cycle, then there might be some higher level cycle that you're actually participating in as well, and that like you can reincarnate... Oh, I should have gotten that. You can reincarnate at one level, and then you can reincarnate at another, and then another, and then another. And then the question becomes, how far up does that scale? And I don't know what the answer to that would even be. And then the last thing, and then I'll open it up for folks to join in if they want to, is just because you win one time doesn't mean that you won't still want to play the game. Like, people win, quote-unquote, win at roguelikes all the time, but that doesn't mean that they don't still enjoy playing that game. It doesn't mean that they're not going to still come back to it, and that they're not going to still challenge themselves. And so I think that that's something that... I don't know if it's like that it gets missed, but there's this idea, I think, that people are like, okay, if I live well enough that I can win and go to heaven, then there's no reason why I would even want to come back down to Earth. And it's like, I don't know if that's something you should be quite so certain about, actually. Just based off of what I see from people who do play games and do enjoy them, it seems like it's actually really common, more common than not, for if somebody finds a game that they really enjoy, for them to want to play it multiple times. I aggroed too, this is not going to end well. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to swing because you're taking too long. Okay. Alright. And let me just back up in here real quick, so that way I'm less likely to die at least. And then I will hop over to my Discord server and into the Magic Conch. And let me also share my screen so that whoever comes on can see it too and see it live. Alright. And other than that, I'll just continue to yap. Because this is something that's been percolating in my mind for a long time, actually. This idea of, like, particularly this one. Like, more generally, too, the idea of exapting video games onto circumstances in life. It's kind of been the whole idea behind the things that I've been talking about on this channel. But specifically the idea of trying to exact or isomorphize... oh man, I aggroed all of them. This is not going to be good. And turn around quickly. There we go. And there's one more. Where is he? I thought I saw one more. Maybe not. Oh, there he went. Hey, friend. Not friend-shaped. Very not friend-shaped. Pointy-shaped. But yeah, because I've seen the patterns of roguelikes, of how people engage with them and how people play them, what people like about them, what they dislike about them, and it seemed to me a very natural acceptation to put that onto the framework of reincarnation, and I don't think I've ever seen or heard anybody else do that, and I don't know if that's just a missing confluence of people who are interested in like theology or philosophy to that degree. Oh, I don't have a... Oh, this is annoying. Okay, I'm going to Homeward Bone because there's an item to get from one of the necromancers that lets you see in the dark, and I don't think I have it. No. No, I do not. Okay, well... We'll Homeward Bone back, and then I will continue exploring the catacombs until I find that last guy. Because it's kind of annoying to try and move through this next part without a light source. Okay, let me take that off so I don't lose it, and I should probably buy another one the next time I go through our friendly blacksmith down below. But yeah. And like more generally too, I kind of wonder if a big part of the stagnation of ideas and whatnot is in large part because people are being constrained to their particular pigeonholed domains instead of being allowed to pull things from a couple of different places that they have a lot of love and respect for each of those things individually, and they can kind of see the patterns, but they're not enough of an expert in one domain in order to really authoritatively speak on another. And I don't know what you do with that, right? I don't know... Okay, let's actually kill this guy. Oh, I can kill him with one swing. I should have done that before. Do I get the bloodstain? Yeah, I'll get the bloodstain. Oh, it's Darkmoon Seance Ring. Okay, so I can actually show another part of the game later with that. I forgot that was down here. Oh my gosh! Skeleton party in the catacombs. Everyone's invited. Well, that's annoying. Anyway, it's not too hard to get back down there. But yeah, because one of the things that I've heard Eric Weinstein complain a lot about is, like, we've gotten all the low-hanging fruit, and it seems like we actually have to, like, work harder at it, and no one's willing to work harder at it. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. I think that the case is that there's plenty of low-hanging fruit, but the ways of getting to it are unpopular, or, like, you're not... Oh my gosh. I know better. I know better than to do it, and I do it anyway. Oh my gosh. Okay, well... Okay, and I'm assuming that the necromancer is down this way. Let me just... There we go. Thankfully I didn't get messed up there. Okay. Okay. And we're just going to continue down the path rather than trying to get to the bloodstain. But yeah, I mean, just as an example of something else that's like, maybe not. Oh, there he is. Hello. Are you gonna give me the item I'm looking for? Hopefully. Nope. Well, I guess we get to keep looking then. Oh, maybe he did? Or maybe that's one of the skeletons dropped it. Yeah, that's a skeleton body. So, like, for example, Einstein, when he figured out, first off, the photoelectric effect, and then later on relativity, he was looking at experimental discrepancies from existing theory at the time. And then because of looking at those discrepancies, he was able to kind of figure out, oh, hey, maybe this part of our understanding isn't actually what we think it is. And it's frustrating to me because there's almost, or seemingly almost, no emphasis on trying to look at those discrepancies. All of the focus, especially in physics, is on, okay, they're reviving still, so there is another necromancer down here. They throw fire and they have skeletons. I don't know which one to call them. Pyromancer or necromancer, or both. Necropyromancer? Okay, where's he gonna be? I can't be too dilly-dally, or I'm gonna get swarmed by skeletons again. Think it's down this way? Is there another passageway here? Yes. Oh, am I gonna die from that? Nope, okay. There he is. And I swung it just the wrong time, but I still got it. And there's one behind me, but I need to just back out for a second. Okay. I'll let them come out to me for a minute. And so there's a Wikipedia page that has a list of unsolved problems in physics, and it's wild. Like, and maybe I'm just unaware of it, right? Because I'm not somebody who's like keyed into the scientific community at quite that level. But just looking at people like Sabina Hasselhoff, I think that's right, Hasselhoff. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But her and Eric Weinstein. I don't really keep tabs on Brian Keating, but like from what I understand, that's not really the emphasis of the modern physics community. The emphasis is on creating grand unified theories that unify. Oh Lord, I probably should have approached that more cautiously because I drew too many. Okay, I think there was a second one who was aggroed. I don't want to step out and immediately get... There he is. There we go. Oh, that's awkward. I have a hula hoop. I want a hula hoop. Okay, there's one more back that way. There we go. Is there any coming from my right? I don't know. Can I back away? I am... Oh, Lord. That was closer than I would like. The lady who talks through her teeth. Yes, Chris. But yeah, the emphasis, as far as I can tell, should always have been and should continue to be what are the discrepancies between existing theories and measured things? And then what theories do we need to develop in order to resolve those discrepancies? And it just doesn't... Like, again, I'm looking from the outside in, but I don't... Oh my gosh, that was a little close. I'm not going to get blown up by an exploding head. And I'm out of Estus. And there's another one. Yep. Okay, well... Yeah, that was kind of scuffed anyway. Yeah. Oh, why am I... Oh, because I have that. Do I take off that for a little bit? Yeah, I'll take that off for a little bit. I don't strictly need the stamina regen anyway. I can just run down to the bottom now too, because now I have the actual item that I was looking for, and I don't need to join the Gravelord Covenant, so it's just a matter of getting down. I think I dropped down here. There we go. Incidentally, this is where Paladin Leroy of Leroy Jenkins fame, you can summon him from here. Oh look, priest clothes, that's not ominous. Okay, well, does this work? Kills one. I think I'm just gonna run away from the bloodstain because it's not that big of a bloodstain. Serpentine, serpentine! Okay, that's fine. But yeah, probably those two things, for me at least, are what I would see as the low-hanging fruit that is just going completely unpicked, is having people who have some level of cross-disciplinary understanding, exacting ideas from one discipline onto another, and then the other one being really taking a hard look at what things we think we understand but don't actually. Also, oh, that's a big old skeleton. That's definitely not ominous or going to be anything that we have to worry about. Fruit? Fruit of what? Or am I the fruit? Okay. Also, if you turn it off, you can see just the eyes, which is just so eerie. And then, oh man, don't kick me off. Entertainment. The highest quality of entertainment. Also, Grizz, we're already on the guest part of the show. If you do want to join in, just hop in the Discord. I think what I'm going to have to start doing is actually, and I mentioned this earlier on stream, but actually start making more digestible videos out of my live stream ramblings. And then also looming in clips of things and ideas. Actually, do I want to just walk down so I'm not burning Estus unnecessarily? I think that's probably the better way to do it. Oh yeah, well they don't make you carry a light, but if you don't know where you're going, good effing luck. I mean, I would hope that you know what a roguelike is, Grizz. Enough of a gamer, at least, that part... can I just... Oh, man. I should probably... Oh, there we go. Whew. And I'm gonna die from being backstabbed because I didn't roll out. Joy. Well, okay. Have you played Faster Than Light? Or any other game where it's like repeated instances of a game? Maybe it is safer and faster just go down this way, even though I am burning Estus. Apparently tagging it with your feet. I mean, it's ASCII based, so it's definitely not like Assassin's Creed in that way. From what I understand, it's a like dungeon crawler type thing. So you it's kind of like D&D. Hey Bart. I mean, it is safer if I can actually land the jump. Which is apparently more difficult than I thought it would be. Thankfully, it's really close to the bonfire, so I can try this multiple times. Ugh. But yeah. So the idea of there's three things, from what I understand, that make a roguelike. I should probably not get stabbed by a skeleton. Let me get to a safer place before I continue talking about it. There we go. So yeah, three things make up a roguelike. You have procedural generation, permadeath between run, or for a given run, and then you don't carry things between runs. Oh man, okay. And then I'm just gonna run. See, much safer. Just have to do it correctly. So the idea is that rather than building up a character over a very long period of time, you are... the thing that you're progressing and developing is your understanding of the game and your proficiency at the game's mechanics. And then eventually you can beat runs consistently no matter what the game throws at you. No matter what your starting conditions are. Like you've mastered the game to a point where you can take anything that's thrown at you and still get a win out of it, whatever a win is defined as. Alright. I'm going to play with the light out this time. Oh, come on. That knocks him off the ledge, too. Apparently. Bye-bye, friend. And somewhere around here, there is a bonfire. I just have to remember where it is and how to get there. That worked out pretty well. Further down this way, I think. Yeah. Okay. I forgot there were two there, and I'm gonna fall off the edge and die. Well, there's a good reminder. There's two there, not one. The real goal right now is just to find and get to the bonfire that's down there, because, again, this is a part of the game that I haven't played a lot and don't play terribly frequently, so we'll get there, though. Oh, I completely spazzed my directional stick and then fell to my death. Alright. Let's do this a little more carefully this time. Line it up. Much better. Yeah, that actually lines up really well. The idea that, and not so much, I don't know. I think it at least has elements of it for Bobby Fischer to be an advocate for roguelike chess. But it's also... because roguelikes are typically single player, although you have the multi-user dungeon aspect, so not always or necessarily. But yeah, where you have some sort of procedural generation. Yeah, I think that lines up at least. Da, da, da. Hey, big guy, where you at? You want a tango? You want to dance? Oh, am I still alive after that? Holy crud. I was not expecting to be. And he jumped off a cliff. Well, that's one way to... oh, never mind. Problem not solved. Distinctively not solved. Although now it is? Maybe. Seems to be. Let me try. Can I live if I go to this bottom of this guy? Ho! I can survive the fall. Yeah, so I would say that Fisher's Chess 960 fits the procedural generation aspect, but it does kind of fit the you don't carry things between runs, but it doesn't quite have the it doesn't feel like it has permadeath in quite the same way. So I don't know if I would necessarily classify it as roguelike, but it definitely has some similarities there. I played D&D my freshman year, or Chris Howard. I played D&D my freshman year of college. The following summer, I worked on a roguelike dungeon map, but in the fall, I went to a different school and never played D&D again. So you have some direct experience with making that kind of stuff then, Chris. What was your experience like with that? Or was it something that you just kind of had started getting into and then because you switched schools, it didn't really pan out into anything? That was kind of dismissive, sorry. That wasn't how I meant to say it. I don't know why it doesn't want to swing there. Okay. Okay, so we can't just jump to the bottom of that ladder. Or if I do, I have to make sure that I am plunge attacking, and that might be the way to do it. We'll give it a try at least. I don't know how they're going to be clumped up when I fall down there, if the plunge attack will actually hit properly or not, but we can give it a shot. Still got to get through this guy first, though. Never got tested, tried. Yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard to make things balanced in a way that is compelling, is the thing that I've kind of seen. Because honestly, what oftentimes happens with roguelikes is that you can balance them to a certain degree, and then... Can I jump that? Do I want to try to jump that, or do I want to just... I'm just going to do what I did before, but we're going to plunge attack on the way down. Okay, that does not work. If I can jump to the other side of the ladder, maybe it does. And maybe I should have just tried to test both of those on the same part. Alternatively, I could walk like a normal human being instead of trying to shortcut things, but where's the fun in that? I'll just throw out random stuff and see how it works. This might be a safer way to get down. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Beautiful. I gotta deliver on the thumbnail, so I gotta get down to Nito and fight him for this stream. So I should probably stop messing about quite so much and actually get a move on. Oh, there was I keep forgetting to grab that. Should probably also switch off of that while I'm trying to fight things. Okay. I'm just going to try and run for it. This is probably a terrible decision. Yep, terrible decision. I can run for it if I come from the top, but I can't run for it if I go the other way. Howdy, Joe. I already talked a good bit, so if you want to come on and hang out, or, oh, I probably should put, hang on, let me paste a link to my Discord channel into, let's see. That's not what I wanted. Absolutely invite people. Copy. Oh, bugger off. Can I not? Let's see here. Discord. Why are you like this? Edit invite link. Generate new link. I don't know why it doesn't want to paste. That's so frustrating. Okay, well, how about this? I'll send you an invite, Joe, if you do want to come on. You're welcome to join. Let's see. Unless I might not have you as my friend on Discord yet. Well, let me know if you do want to come on. If you do, then I'll get it figured out. Otherwise, enjoy watching me die until I can hopefully get to Nito on this stream. And I keep forgetting that. Okay. Take a little sippy sip. Yeah, I think jumping off of the bridge the other way is the better call. Because this ends up being more souls, but also a lot more hazardous and a lot more time. So probably better to just go ahead and run the other way. And of course I aggro 2. I can't get out of the way. There we go. Yeah. Oh, you're already in there. Okay, perfect. Well, if you do want to come hang out, I'd love to have you. Paste used to be a noun. I mean, you could still use it as a noun. Oh, that was not great. Can I kill this one without dying? Just barely. Oh man, that was not good. Okay, and then chug, chug. Because there's another one that's about to come through the door. About to come through the door? There you are. So what does being a paste eater mean in the context of the modern computer understanding of the word? If you're out of pace nowadays, it just means your Z key's missing. That was a bad joke. Alright. Don't step off the edge. Alright. There we go. And do the run off of the bridge again for future reference. There we go. Alright. We're gonna walk down like a normal human being. And then, oh man. I knew... Oh, hello. Can I just walk away from them now? Kind of, not really. Hello. Being rained on from above by arrows. Okay. I think, hey, there's the bonfire. Perfect. Making progress. And then that down there, that red, should look kind of familiar because that's kind of what we saw at the bottom of where Quelaag was at. Because it's all connected. Alright. Adjust the hat. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Further down. Oh, hey, Patches. I'm curious, because he didn't try to kill me earlier, so I'm curious if his dialogue is different.
You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs?
You a cleric or something?
Are you a cleric or something?
No.
No? Really? Then I'd have no qualms telling you. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first.
A fine stash, you say?
Friends now. I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
Well, you seem perfectly trustworthy in that I can completely just look here and not have any issues. What's this down here? Huh, there's 3 corpses with treasure. I'll have to figure out how to get... Oh, God! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal!
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
Wait a second. You did that to them too? You bastard! Well, I'll take their trinkets first. And then we'll see if I can stay alive. And this is one of the really good things about the Skull Lantern, is that there's like these weird little blue orbs that will light up, and so it helps you kind of see a little bit further into the cavern. Let's see here. So, and another thing, I didn't really talk to them earlier, but there is also... there was a traveling... Oh, I forgot about these things. Can I just kill you? Yes, I can just kill you. Is that asking for permission? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so I have to be two-handing in order to do a one-hit. Yeah, what did you drop? Oh, you can farm white and titanite chunks for these things. Okay. That's good to know. Because I think Four Kings is weak to occult weapons, so I might actually need to do that at some point. Oh, hey! There's a person here.
You're no hollow, are you? Thank goodness. Please be careful. There are two fierce hollows not far from here. They were once brave knights, my former escort. Who would let such strong spirits be hollowed so? Heavens, is there nothing? Nothing at all to be done.
So her and her companions were actually up in Firelink Shrine earlier in the game. I never stopped to talk to them because there's not really much point in doing so. But I now get to fight. Like, I have the opportunity to fight these two guys. It's great. And they can see in the dark and I can't. So it's a wonderful time. But thankfully they back up for heals, so if I can kill one of them quickly, then it's not so bad. I probably didn't... Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to hit you. I'm so sorry. Is she gonna fight me too now, or is she just gonna run away? She's just gonna run away. Okay, thankfully. Although she might not talk to me later. Oh, she is gonna hurt me. Okay, can I just run away from you? Is that an option? I don't actually want to fight you. I think that she's just permanently aggroed against me now, though. It's kind of upsetting. Oh my gosh. So I'm not... Wait, what? Did I not rest at the other bonfire? I must not have. Oh, that's so frustrating. That would also explain why I didn't have any Estus charges. I was trying to figure that out. No, I did rest at it, didn't I? Oh, I'm just losing my freaking mind, I guess. And it's... Okay. I am hollow in the sense that I'm not, like, human, but even hollows... Like, I'm not... I haven't lost my sanity. I got hit by the freaking... I didn't mean to stab her! She was just standing in a very stabbable place. Like, if you see two people getting in a fight, and you just sit there... Like, I'm sorry, but at a certain point you've brought this on yourself. I didn't mean to hit you, and I'm sorry that I did. But... Gah! Get out of the frickin' way, lady. Okay, there we go. I am victim blaming. I'm a dirty, dirty victim blamer. Although, to be fair, I feel like I'm the victim here, because she's going to end up back at Firelink Shrine all fine and dandy. I'm the one who has to go down and suffer through however many more deaths until I can finally kill the Grave Lord who lives at the bottom. I think he can. Is he set up in there already? Yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah, you're here, Joe. Maybe I can grovel. Grovel to who? Grovel to her? I don't know if... Most NPCs here get a little unhappy with you if you hit them. Which is understandable, considering how easy it is for me to die. Like, I wouldn't be happy if somebody came up and tried to hit me either.
Oh my god, my mic was off. I was trying to talk. The quality of audio in here is just not as good. It's hard to understand you, actually.
Okay. I wonder why that... Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me... Because I was having mic issues earlier when I was doing a 30 minutes recording that might be related to that. Let's see.
You sounded fine on YouTube.
Yeah, because I have it set up in my OBS to pull from the right microphone. I'm guessing it's pulling from my camera microphone. Give me 1 second. Where is that setting? Not server settings. Stream settings? No. User settings. Mic. Voice and video. Yep. How about now? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. It was, for some reason, it decided that it wanted to. There we go. Use my webcam microphone randomly. So that is fixed.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
So how's it going, Joe? What brings you
Pretty
here?
good. Started using headphones when trying to talk, and it helps a lot.
Yes. Agreed. Oh, crud. Am I just going to die again? Yeah, I am going to die again. Cool.
I mostly just wanted to watch you die.
Okay.
It said something about reincarnation, right?
Yep. Yep, I was talking about how, like, personally, I think that reincarnation is likely part of how this world works, but I don't really have evidence one way or the other for that, other than people giving testimony about being able to remember past lives, but who knows whether that's true or not. But kind of just exapting the idea of roguelikes in video games onto that and seeing, okay, if reincarnation is for real, then what would you be able to kind of learn or deduce about it from the patterns that you see in roguelike video games? Oh gosh, that was great.
What's basically a rogue?
So, sorry, did you ask what a roguelike is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever played or heard of Binding of Isaac, Faster Than Light, Balatro, anything like that?
I played like GTA a lot when I was younger, and I played like Diablo.
Okay.
I forget which one it was when I was younger too. And then I don't know. I've dabbled in games, but I pretty much stopped. I don't know at some point. So I pretty much have very little idea about any of it anymore.
Okay. Try not to get blown up. So roguelikes are a genre of games based off of. Oh man, am I gonna get hit? No. Okay, cool. There was a game, an ASCII game back in the days of Unix called Rogue, and the idea with it was a procedurally generated dungeon crawler. I'm gonna get messed up here if I'm not more careful. Oh man, I should probably pull out a shield and use that. That would be helpful. So the idea was, rather than, like with Super Mario Brothers, it's always the same map every single time, and so you can just memorize enemies, memorize attack patterns, and get good at it over time eventually by just memorizing things. But the idea with roguelikes was that by procedurally generating the dungeon each time, you couldn't count on things being in the same place, and so you kind of had to actually learn and figure out the patterns of the game in a more holistic way, rather than just being able to rely on the particulars of the way that a level designer put in a particular game.
You explained that pretty well.
Thank you. So, and there's a lot of games out nowadays. Like, it's a very popular format to do that. So procedural generation, you die, like every time you die during a run, then that run's just over. Like, there's no save states, there's no restarting, there's no save scumming. It's you play for as long as you can, and then you there's like a win condition for any particular run, and then when you get to the end of it, you win, good job. If you lose, you get to try again, and hopefully you've learned some things from the run that you can apply in the next one.
Ah.
So, howdy, Spatch. I love your introduction, by the way, Spatch. The hello Questuarians. Very Arthurian. I don't swing twice on those because they take a second to get back up and they get knocked far away, so I need to only swing once. Is there... Okay, it's gotta be just climbing back up the ladder. I don't think I can jump to them. Okay. I think I just keep going here. And then there's two... Is there another way out? There's gotta be another way around other than just going and killing those two guys. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Kind of in a Groundhog Day way. No, that's exactly right, Chris. And I think that is actually a really apropos example. Because the whole point of Groundhog Day was that Bill Murray's character was supposed to learn something, and so he had to keep repeating the experiences over and over and over again until he finally learned the lesson he was supposed to. Spatch had Rogue on his Apple II. My goodness. Yeah, the end goal was to find the Amulet of Yendor, which is in dungeon level 100. Yep.
I forget what he had to do on Groundhog Day, but he did have to do something.
Like, he had to learn to not be a douchebag, basically.
Oh, yeah, so it was like pretty much love, too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Always come back to that, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Funny how that works.
Sure.
Yes, Spatch, but he had to have sex with her, but that wasn't the point. The point was that in order for her to be willing to, then he had to be the kind of person that she would be willing to sleep with. Presumably, unless there's some weird sex deity that was what conjured that and thought it would just be funny, but I think that kind of takes away from the impact and meaning of the story there.
It might make more sense if she, like, got pregnant, because then, like...
Like that there was a savior that was being created and that had to be on that day with those particular two people.
I guess. Something like that.
It seems a bit silly. I don't want to cut the strings, but this hat has, like... There we go. It has, like, strings so you can, like, have, like, a chin tie. I don't really want to do that because I don't like the look, but putting them back inside the hat can be weird to position it right. There we go. Alright. So, there should be a way to either run past these guys. There we go. Okay. Are they going to chase me back down here again? Maybe? Okay. I'm going to go talk to Patches. You pushed me off that ledge.
Let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations.
Uh-huh.
They can, well, overcome me.
A likely story.
Don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
What do you think Joe should we forgive him?
Usually,
Spirit of forgiveness?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, brilliant. A second chance. Wonderful.
You're lucky, Patches. You're lucky Joe's such a good guy.
But, if I were in your shoes,
With a name like Patches.
who knows what
Patches O'Houlihan?
But,
Yeah.
eh?
Do I have to drink my own urine? No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste. Very interesting episode of Midnight Gospel called The Annihilation of Joy, Hide-Speed Groundhog Day. It's been a minute since I watched that, Mills. I do remember it being very good, though. My reservations about Duncan Trussell aside.
And sad. It's very sad.
Yes. Well, especially the last episode of him talking to his mom as she knows that she's going to die soon.
Yeah, it's like impossible not to cry.
Yeah. But it's not... It's sad, but it's not sad in a way where it's, like, depressing. It's almost like, yeah, this is part of it. That's okay.
Yeah, it was pretty well done. It was beautiful, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
It's so strange, the movies that become formative for us in our mental imaginaries. Oh man, I don't want to fight these guys. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Is he just swiping? Can I? Oh man, okay. Oh man. Can I just... Oh, okay. Yep, that's about right. Well... Thankfully, we got to the next bonfire, and I actually rested it this time, because I'm assuming I didn't the last. And that's why I had to get teleported all the way back up again.
Oh, I played some Dead Space once.
Yeah?
I was just having some games come back to me. I think I played a couple more that might come to me.
Dead Space, I have never had the opportunity to play myself, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, it actually like creeped me out when I was playing it. It was
Oh yeah,
pretty
for
good.
sure. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely on my to-play list. I think this is a fake fog wall. Pretty sure this is a fake fog wall. Yeah. No boss here.
And I played a lot of Unreal Tournament when I was
Back in the day.
Yeah. And that was a lot of fun. And like right when online gaming started, I think, because well, probably it was probably other places, but for me, because I lived out like in a country-ish area.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I think Quake was popular at one of the high schools around where I was at, but not so much at the one that I went to. So I didn't get the PC bong experience, but in school. Oh man, can I? Okay, well, there's got to be a better way to handle this. Spatch version of Groundhog Day where the hero doesn't get better, he just gets really into pickup artist culture. Lord have mercy. I think that would be the bad ending. Like if there could be a bad ending, that would be it. I kind of want to just go back down this way. Let's see, is the gal still here? I did kill the other two guys, so... Oh, yeah, she's gonna try and hurt me. I don't want to hurt you. Well, whatever. You're the one who came at me! This time at least. Well... We'll get there. I'll probably call this one at 2 hours, assuming I can get to Nito, but I think we should be able to get there. So Joe, what's your experience been like with the sort of social aspect of the games that you did play? Can I... I'm just being dumb right now.
Well, I mean, I guess mostly just usually with a buddy, and then I never really even used like a mic or anything for like the when I did play Call of Duty, which yeah, I did play some of that too, and yeah, I played a lot of it in college, but and Guitar Hero. There was a bit where I played a lot of Guitar Hero.
It's funny to think about how, like, especially something like Guitar Hero, there's games that are just were very much a product of their time and probably will never have the same level of popularity as they did.
Yeah, and it's like I bet like they'll probably stick around to some degree. There's gonna be some people in nursing homes playing them.
Oh my gosh, that's a wild thought. I mean, Mario Kart is the joke, the stereotypical joke. But yeah, that would be nursing home rock band.
Mario Kart would probably be pretty lit in a nursing home.
It is one thing that I'm like, and it's really heartwarming for me to hear about stuff like Christian Baxter playing Lego Star Wars with his kids, because I feel like that is a really valuable thing that doesn't... Oh, I could have not gotten tagged by that. Like the power of games to really bring people from different generations together.
True. Yeah. A lot of stuff like that with Minecraft, I think.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try and avoid fighting as much as I can for these guys, because I'm just getting wrecked. Oh hey, there's a Black Knight. And I'm just gonna get stabbed to death because I probably could have switched to shield and parried. That's probably the call. Can I just run by this guy? Is that a possibility? Probably. Yeah, here we go. Because it's pretty hard to not fall off of a cliff. So if I can just mosey my way through. There you are. Okay. I thought they would have fallen off the ledge. Not that it made that much of a difference. Usually Black Knights are off the beaten path, so this might not be the right way to go. Yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to if and when I have kids, is being able to share those kinds of game experiences with them. I think that's going to be a really, really awesome thing to be able to do. Yeah, I probably should not have gone that way if I wanted to avoid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll try to not go that way, because if the Black Knight is off the beaten path. Okay. So Joe, do you think that do you see the time that you spent playing games, do you see that as time valuably spent or as time wasted on like for you personally?
Not much on like regretting things, so not much like of a waste of time. It was like when I was playing Diablo, I went through my growth spurt, so that was kind of weird.
Mm.
So maybe I had to play Diablo to grow. You never know.
I think that probably would have happened without you having to play Diablo.
Yeah, probably, but it was funny.
Timing of things. Here we go. And then this is another area that you can get to from across the way of Quelaag, which we might go to at some point, but maybe not. Let's see. So that way is further towards where we want to go. I think this is just a good view, or is there something actually down here? Nah. Just a cool view.
Pretty cool.
Or maybe there is a secret there that I'm just not aware of. You never know.
Yeah, I like that about Super Mario when I was little, like finding the secrets in all the levels. That was the shit.
Well, because especially in the era before guides were so common, you had to actually know where you were going and what you were doing in order to find stuff like that. So, oh man.
Yeah, I pretty much just like bumped into him, I guess, and maybe occasionally like an older person showed me one, but I don't really remember that.
I probably should finish you off. And I don't know why well, I got it anyway because you got hit against a wall. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're closing in on Gravelord Nito. I think this is the... Yeah, there's pinwheels, yep. And then there's lots of little baby skeletons here too, which is just wonderful to think about. Probably didn't need to pick that up, but whatever.
Oh yeah, what's on your head? Didn't you have like a hat on?
Yeah, I do.
Was it a sombrero?
No, it's a wizard hat in the style of the Black Mage from Final Fantasy, which is the character that says, "I want to cast magic missile," in the branding that Grizz does.
Oh,
Yep.
wizard!
Okay. Here we go. So, cool little fact, you can actually get down here before this fight, and serve the Grave Lord rather than fighting against him. Alright. You can see my ankles. I'm not wearing feet. I'm not wearing feet. That was something. Say hello to the Grave Lord.
I played like Final Fantasy 10, maybe. I don't know. It was the one with.
I
Like,
thought
the
I was
blue
dead. Holy
sword.
shit. I want to say the ads resurrect too, so this might not even be worth the time for me to... Okay. Trying to remember what his moveset is. Oh man. Okay, I tried to dodge that one, but it did not go through, and I died of rolling skeletons. It might actually be worthwhile for me to go and get a divine weapon proper for this fight. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay.
I was just watching Formscapes and Demir.
Mm-hmm.
Demir's new video that he just let out. It was pretty awesome.
I'll have to give it a
Anybody's
watch.
interested in that.
I've been trying to catch more of his stuff because there's definitely something there from what I can see.
Have you ever seen Formscape's channel?
No.
Oh, they're definitely pretty good together. It's pretty awesome. They're going places.
Okay. I'll take a look. Should we do...
It's a lot of like Rudolf Steiner and I don't know, a whole bunch of complicated stuff like that. I barely understand it, but I can like, I don't know, hear things I agree with and stuff like that pretty much.
Yeah, you can get... I mean, did you catch my conversation with Demir, or with Ups and I with Demir on the last 30-minute episode that we did?
Oh yeah, I did. That was awesome.
Yeah. There's definitely re-enchantment stuff going, and I'm curious to see where it goes, because there's definitely some danger as far as that goes. We'll do it Zweihander, actually.
Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Well, specifically, one thing that came up recently was Styx Hexenhammer talking about chaos magic immediately following the suicide of the DA who was prosecuting him down in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Where you posted it on Discord. I actually happened to catch that.
Yep. So, I don't know.
Yeah, like I wouldn't necessarily say exactly right, but I mean it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. But that's something I think people sometimes forget is re-enchantment doesn't just mean that the good guys can do more or come in more. There's the opportunity for the black to creep its way in as well.
I would agree and stuff, but I also would say that there's always been terrible things happening like that.
That is true, but they've also been a little bit more hidden, I think.
And we weren't paying attention. Because
Yeah.
we were like children.
No, I didn't mean to back out of the menu.
Neither of us want to see you. Well, you need.
Yeah. So far, Hermes hasn't seemed to negatively affected Vervaeke. Not publicly, Grizz, but it's really hard to tell what's actually going on in somebody's life from their public appearances.
Yeah, Rebeki's pretty smart. I don't know. He'll probably be alright.
I don't know if it really has much to do with intelligence, though. Like, it
Well,
seems...
that's true. He's got a big heart too, probably.
Yeah, I think that's probably more the thing that would save him. This stuff is getting into the meme pool. What do you mean with that, Mills? Which meme pool?
I almost always pick heart.
I'm an indigo kid. Alright, let's see.
Don't get
No,
yourself.
pressed the wrong button again.
Just want to see you go hollow.
Come on. Come on. There we go.
You need
Reinforced weapon. Do I have more green titanite? That's the question. Oh wait. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Modify equipment. Divine. There we go. Reinforce. Okay, I do not have green titanite shards. Do we go and farm those for this, or do I try and do it? Now we'll go farm. Okay. I don't think that'll take too long. Where's the fastest warp going to be for this? Chamber of the Princess. Nope. Depths, Tomb of the Giants. Do I just have to run down there? Yeah, I just have to run down there. Building off your point about these subjects being dealt with outside of public view, the arcane, the occult, and the esoteric, yes. Yes. And as it starts to get brought out more into the public, it seems like that's going to have some weird recursive effects over time. Where it's going to feed itself back into the meme pool again. Once it's, like, worked through things.
A lot of people, though, they'll see something crazy or have something crazy happen directly to them, and they'll just, like, probably just go to work the next day.
Yep. Well, and in some sense, there's not, like, what else can you do in most cases?
Yeah, true, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still have to feed yourself, you still have to feed your family. Like, that's been one of the really interesting things with TLC more broadly, is how, I don't know, because there is some self-selection bias there, but how common, or at least not rare, mystical experiences seem to be. That people seem to be coming out of the woodwork and saying, like, yep, I've had some stuff happen to me that I couldn't explain.
Yeah, I think just, I don't know, it's hard. Maybe, yeah, it always seems like that to me, but maybe that's just me. But I think people just didn't talk about it because it meant you're crazy.
Yep. I get the impression as well. And that once we started to collectively agree that, no, I don't think it means you're crazy. That we started to realize, oh hey, these things weren't just common back in antiquity. They still happen nowadays. We just haven't been talking about them because culturally it became unacceptable for a while there. And still is in a lot of circles too. Don't want to imply that that's not still the case in many places. And we take a little elevator ride down.
This one time I saw an orb. It was kind of cool.
What were the circumstances around it?
I was like 14, 15, something like that. And I was in my bedroom at the time in the same house I live in now, but and I was sitting there with my friend, and we had my window open and we were smoking some weed. And nothing crazy, because like back then, it was just like commercial pressed brick weed that was like mostly seeds. And so so it wasn't, well, either way, it wasn't because of the weed. But so we were sitting there, I think we were listening to some music, and it might have been Ween, and we were just chilling, and just like, we weren't even talking and just listening to music. And then the orb just kind of floated into the window, and it came like straight through the open part and just came before us a little bit, and we were already like looking that direction, so like we didn't like move or anything. And it chilled there for a second, and then it left, and then like that was pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a little
And
weird.
like it was cool because like it came through the open window, but it was like not actually there completely. It could have just like gone through the wall probably. And because there was two of us,
You knew
like,
it wasn't
later,
you hallucinating or dreaming or whatever.
yeah, later, because I don't even know if we actually said anything about it like right then, but because I don't know, I don't remember talking about it right after that anyway. But also, memory is just a weird thing. But definitely, I interrogated him about it, and like I didn't tell him what I saw, and he told me exactly what he saw and described the orb, and it was exactly what I saw.
Was there anything in particular that happened with that felt like it had some other significance, or just something coming and checking you out?
Nothing really that I can ever figure it out, other than like I pretty much forgot about it and I just kind of wrote it off, and then like, and later on it kind of like helped me to come to terms with uh escaping secular materialism or whatever, and like not understanding everything, and just not knowing anything really. And then as I progressed, it kind of changed with me, and now I kind of think it was just a purely spiritual thing, and it for some reason just happened.
Have you read C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy?
Nope. I'd probably listen to it. I haven't read a whole lot. About the only thing I read is honestly is like the Lord of the Rings and a couple other things.
Okay. Because yeah.
But I'll listen to a book on double speed real quick, like.
That's my family is currently doing that for our book club, and I know that Kale has been ranting and raving about it. And it's just interesting because the idea is that Earth is the silent planet because...
Is that the unbearable...
that hideous strength, yep. That's the third book in it.
Yeah, Grim said he was going to read it.
Yeah. What's going on with that, Grim? Talk about accountability stalking.
Read it to me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Your entitled viewership demands that you give us satisfaction. this wrap around? No, it doesn't. So the reason we are here right now is that these leeches give us green Titanite shards, which allows me to upgrade our Divine Zweihander to be able to actually fight Nito with something that he's weak versus.
Oh yeah, before I forget, I think I mentioned it, but I probably didn't emphasize it enough. Like how I like forgot about it and then like kind of like denied it, and how easy it was to do, even though it was like it was definitely real and it definitely happened, and I just kind of like that like
No,
real
that couldn't
and then
happen.
realizing that I'd like just let it go, and
Mhm.
then that you kind of just like can't trust yourself
Yep.
was also a big part of that.
Or at least that there's definitely a possibility of lying to yourself.
Yeah, like it's just easy, like to see something crazy
Yep.
that and so like when people make accounts of things that have happened or haven't happened, it's
Yep.
a pretty wild thing, and it makes sense that people would just deny it.
Yep. Well, and not just deny it from other people, but also deny it for themselves. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Because you're always right when you're a secular materialist, it seems.
Well, it seems like
I
it's.
definitely was. I definitely thought I was. I was pretty smart, I thought.
Yeah. It does seem to be one of the things with that is that humility. Oh, come on, that didn't hit. That's dumb.
And I might have a problem like not trying hard enough to be smart now, because I just realized it's so much pointless.
Well, I mean, it's not pointless though.
Yeah, I know. I can still like, but like, I understand that it's less about me like trying so hard. And like, I used to like listen to shit all day long and try to
Mhm.
like cram this shit in my head,
Mhm.
and then which it worked out, because eventually after a few years, I like just like had almost an epiphany, and like shit just fit together pretty much. But like now I realize it's more just about, I don't know, just slowly going along, and what you happen across and what you remember happens to fit together.
Yep. Definitely agreed on that.
Usually in strange and unusual, awesome ways.
Yes. Synchronicity. Although it does seem like the universe does, like there is still a level of work that it wants or needs you to do in order for you to actually be able to receive certain things. But as a general rule, finding the right things at the right time, it's not as much up to you as it is up to something else. And what's really kind of a wild thought is that once you start to get in tune with and in touch with that kind of stuff, that your actions and speech might actually be the catalyst for other people. And that's actually a really, really heavy burden to bear that you should not take lightly. Pun somewhat intended.
True. Still thinking.
We didn't get any? No. Hopefully on this run we'll get some more.
Yeah, when I saw your last 30-minute episode and Grimm's last episode, I thought that there should be like some sort of like combination of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was debating starting this one, or no, I did start this one with the Fireflies thing, Because that, to me, like that asynchronous synchronization, I feel like that is a really important aspect of whatever it is. That part of what we're doing here, but almost in a more important way, it's not so much what we're trying to do as TLC, but it's more like TLC seems to be trying to be a model for other community building efforts. And so it's less about the navel gazy aspect of it and more about understanding, okay, how is this being observed by other people, and then how is that going to be extrapolated or utilized by other people in communities who are observing in, and also how people from TLC are going to take the things that they're seeing and learning here and then exapting and applying them to other domains of their lives. Like, that's where I see the real power of whatever this thing is coming in.
Makes sense.
Now. There you go. Just sent that guy flying. And again, it's... Oh, you do have things inside of you. And I think that part, the one part that I said there does really need to be emphasized, the fact that it is a really heavy burden if you take it seriously. That you shouldn't just be flippant about the fact that other people are watching and other people are making decisions based off of the things that they're seeing the people around them do and decide.
I agree, but also to a point.
Yeah. Oh man, that's...
Probably shouldn't just be copying people off the internet.
No. Man, I'm getting a bunch of large Titanite shards, but going pretty dry on the greens. Michael Evans' idea of cognitive glue is pretty great. I don't think I know about that one. I don't know. Michael Evans, another one of those weird ones for me where, like, I'm not a huge fan of his lab ethics, and so I'm not really keen on putting too much time and attention to his ideas. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know that
but
he's... I'm sorry.
Still try to keep an eye on him though, because of that. You know, he's doing something important-ish. Like, but
Yep.
yeah, I agree too. Something about it. Yeah, he's not on the level, but
Well, he's... Oh, is this it? No, just another large Titanite shard. Well, Homer Bone if I have one. Also, I just
but
heard
it'll
Mrs.
probably
Pallets
end up
coming
being
in.
some cool tech.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where... Like, I'm not going to turn away the information, necessarily. But... I don't know. I feel like there's a...
regrow an arm.
Well... And if we can do that, if we can figure out how to do that, then that's fantastic, but... There has to be a respect for life.
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
No, not in that way at least.
They'll just be immortal.
And if we're going by cancellation rules of affiliations, apparently we need to keep an eye on Grizz too. If Michael Evans following him, then it's a little sus.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I joke, of course, but there's definitely people who think like that. And yeah, Grizz, if you were waiting for somebody to accountability stalk you on the hideous strength thing, there you go. I'll start bringing it up on a more regular basis if that's what it is, if that's what it takes. was after I fed his bow tie thing to Claude, and Claude liked it. Ah. Howdy, Mrs. Pilotson.
Hello. You want popcorn?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it, though. No such luck. Hey, there we go. Now we can stop farming. At least for now. Alright. And then with a divine +5. Oh, wait, I could have... Oh, I didn't need to come down and farm these guys. I'm dumb. Although it works out better that way for soul economy. Especially if I might need to go back to Anor Londo and get some larger shards from the blacksmith there. Riding up an elevator.
The wooden elevator gave me a Donkey Kong Country flashback.
There's one part of Hollow Knight that also tends to do that for people. Oh, don't kill me. Don't toxic me, bro. Probably should have killed him to not have to deal with that if I have to come back down here, but whatever. Get through him. So Joe, what are your thoughts on the AI demons?
I was less scared of them until Grizz showed me that stuff.
Mhm.
That's pretty impressive. And then I listened to it like 3 times, and I probably still didn't quite understand all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seems like it's gonna get out of hand pretty quick, probably. Like, it makes sense that something, I don't know, if everyone's got, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more optimistic than some, just because the fact that most of them have been fed the entire corpus of human knowledge and experience up until this point, that I don't think all hope is lost from that perspective. But
it also it seems everything is kind of how you use it.
Yep.
And we like to use it for bad, usually.
Yeah. Well, especially the people who have the most powerful versions of it.
Yeah, so I would agree that people should probably try to use it for good, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
How's it actually going to play out?
Yeah, I don't know.
I could have just teleported to the bonfire here.
Seems like you could basically solve reality, but then I don't know how that would help.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, all those getting to the bottom, all those symbols that he was talking about and stuff, maybe that's somehow you ask the AI the right questions and do something crazy, you'll get some sweet answer or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The thing
And
with
then
that,
and then you like explain that to people, and then somehow that helps or something. I don't know.
well, that's the thing is, I don't think that people necessarily allow the explanation to happen, even if it is coming from an AI, which ostensibly is an authoritative source, as far as that goes. I don't know.
Can you say that again?
So, if I'm making certain metaphysical or whatnot claims, and if, in theory, the AI is giving an answer that, or could give some way of like testing things, I think that there's still a good chance that people would hold steady to beliefs in spite of or in the face of any of those sorts of claims or evidence.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, most people would not even understand it. It'd be pretty hard. It's hard to explain anything to anybody.
Neither
Yep.
of us want to see you go hollow.
So I don't
You
know how.
can you can
You seem to
Yep.
be doing
you can
all
say
right.
basic things like bluntly to people, and then they just still don't get it, and then you can like try anything. Yeah, there's it just some people just like get it. Some people are listening, some people aren't listening,
I'll be
and then
seeing
it's
you
fucking
next.
weird.
Be
Yep.
careful out there.
It actually freaks me out, really.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna look something up real quick because I'm trying to remember and it's not coming to me. Ember locations, Dark Souls. Because if I can get this up a little bit higher, then that would probably be better. Let's see. Not the very large, not the divine. The large divine is in the Tomb of the Giants. From the first bonfire, go straight and up the ladder. Okay. We're going to leave that up, and I'm going to go see if I can find that. And we'll also test and just see how well the Divine Zweihander works against those guys. Okay. Tomb of the Giants. There we go. Let's see how well this works against these guys.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Forever being immortalized, packing a bowl on PBK stream. But that also freaked me out.
Uh-huh. Wait,
And
why'd
then
that freak
like,
you out?
well, I don't know. It like didn't really bother me or anything. But then like the next day, I like took a little guarana, like that caffeine stuff,
Uh-huh.
and like I take it pretty often. You know, not every day or anything, but
Uh-huh.
like I took it that day and it like made me manic. And then
Hmm.
like I didn't really think of it much, but then the next day I took more and it did it again. And so I figured it out and I stopped taking that shit. But yeah, and like stopped taking caffeine and stopped drinking so much tea and shit because I don't know, it was weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, and I like, I don't know, I'm not usually like super crazy, but it was making me on the verge of being actually a little crazy.
That's actually really fascinating. So do you think it was... Oh, gosh. Oh, man, am I just gonna get gangbanged here? Yep, I think it's right. Yep, there's the blacksmith. Okay, so I just need to run and grab that. I don't need to worry about killing anything. An 18k bloodstain is kind of a pain to lose, but I didn't rest at the bonfire. Probably help if I did that. Oh my gosh. There we go. Menuing is hard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. in the grand scheme of things, where substance abuse fits into the... well, substance use, not so much abuse, fits into the divine schema. I think abusing things is probably not good for you, but...
Oh, definitely. Like, you know, balance in all things. Even in balance. That's what McMo said earlier, and I need to clip that shit.
Mm-hmm. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, but I suppose along with those lines, like I stopped with the caffeine. Like it's kind of it works like that usually for me. Like when it's time to stop, I just kind of get tired of it, and or something changes and I don't want it anymore, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of a blessing.
Well, it was a little bit harder with booze, but yeah, but I worked that out, and it's all good with that. So
that's good. We can do this. Stay positive. We can do superior tactics. Just need to get to the blacksmith. And I really don't want to fight all of those guys to get there.
I don't know how you could talk and play at the same time anyway.
It's definitely an acquired skill, and one that I have been learning to have here as part of playing the game. Or playing the meta game of streaming. Why did I bother picking that up when I just needed to go grab the fucking...
Hey, I heard we're supposed to set an example, buddy.
No cursing on stream. This is a Christian YouTube channel. Where did that meme even get started? I'm sure somebody said it unironically, and then everybody else just picked it up as a funny thing.
Oh, I guess, I don't know. It could have gone either way. It was probably a joke, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Hey! We got what we came for, boys.
Jacob's not technically in, right? But Hezzy's still in, right?
I don't know what the deal with Jacob is, honestly.
Well, technically, like, I don't know, not the last PBK Friday thing, but like one before that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said he wasn't in it, or he said he wasn't in it. And that's the only way you can't be in, is if you declare.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. From what I've heard, because I haven't been around as long as some folks, that you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. Like he's been hokey pokeying his way around TLC.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I probably wouldn't know the personal story arcs of people enough to like understand that, but I could see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And from CC, most scathing thing I've ever heard anyone say on the matter is I don't differentiate between addicts and recreational users. Both are trying to fill holes in their lives with drugs. And I don't know if that's true, actually. Like, I think that
I'll allow you to believe it.
Well, I think that there's some drugs that it's unavoidable that you're gonna have a bad time if you try and like use them recreationally. Things like cocaine or crack or a lot of opiates. But
you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. But I feel like there's also Um, I feel like there is room. I'm going to regret dropping that 18k bloodstain, aren't I? That's upsetting. Like with caffeine as a particular example, I feel like there is kind of a room to have substance use that augments your experiences in a way that's actually like healthy and productive. Oh gosh, that was okay. I did not think he was gonna
Along
swim
with
like
a
that.
little fasting and feasting, and then I'd
Mhm.
say that's probably pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is I think it's more to do with your relationship with the thing. Like if you become dependent on the thing in order to just function at all, then that's probably not great. But I don't know.
Yeah, this applies to everything, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and also there's a way of even fasting and feasting that's really unhealthy. Like that's the whole idea of binge eating and then bulimia, like or anorexia. Like if you have somebody who's engaging with it in
True,
that way.
true, but I don't think anyone's actually achieving that though.
Nah, but like okay, so what I mean with that though is that if you're fasting, if you're
Yeah, you shouldn't fast too much. I was worried Grizz was gonna kill himself.
yeah, I was too.
Oh yeah, I heard you say that, and I like was
Yep.
yeah.
It's yeah, it's very dangerous to not eat
You
for
gotta
that
have
long.
you gotta have enough on you to start to do it for that long.
Yep. And sorry, Grizz, like this isn't actually it's not really an insult, but you don't have enough on you to be able to fast for 30 days without hurting yourself.
Start eating jars of peanut butter.
Okay, I don't think I can do it with him. Do you want to purchase? I can't even purchase stuff. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I think the white chunks are what it takes to reinforce it, so. Start force feeding yourself peanut butter and maybe you'll get there. I can't
I
even
got
do
pretty
3.
skinny. I almost had to force myself eating peanut butter, sorta. Not really, but sort of.
Mm-hmm. What's wild too, like the level of self control that some people can have. There was one kid that I knew when I was in the army who, in order for him to get his weight down fast enough, literally just like actually starved himself for a month, and actually had to go to the hospital for it because he had nutrient deficiencies from not eating anything at all and just drinking water. So he like almost killed himself, but hey, he was able to make it to basic training. So there's that.
Well, yeah, that's nuts though. I don't know. Yeah, that's over the line. That's amazing. But yeah.
But he was like severely overweight, and he needed to bring his weight way down.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. Sorry, I probably should have led with that. But yeah, Undead Parish. And Grizz, it's probably good that. Yeah, again, you don't have enough on you to sustain that. But I think it is a good, like, it's really good to fast or to experience hunger so that you know who you are when you are hungry. Because most people have no idea. And people have this idea of, well, I think I know what I'm like when I'm hungry, and it's like, do you? Do you really?
Well,
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. There's something about I don't know, like sugar addiction, I suppose. Definitely, like in my life when I was younger and stuff, and it probably played a role in like my brain, like development
Yep.
And then I was probably just like addicted to sugar and carbs my whole life basically until like I had like asthma and stuff like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I like read about, or I probably watched a YouTube. Yeah, it was probably YouTube. Fucking learned about like carnivore and keto stuff like that. And so like I ate nothing but chicken breasts for like almost a month,
Mm-hmm.
and like I like lost a bunch of weight, and then like pretty much cured my asthma, and like I don't know, I just felt like
Interesting.
yeah, I felt like 1,000 times better, and yeah, it was pretty amazing. And then after that, that was like a pretty pivotal discovery for me that diet was like that important.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I paid attention to that ever since, and definitely helps shit.
Have you kept off, or have you kept on the keto diet since then, or have you started to go back to eating stuff again, or eating grains and other stuff?
I think if I could afford to like eat a sirloin like every day, like Peterson, I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably be all right. But like after a while, even doing just keto, I would get too skinny, and
Mm,
then so I had to start eating carbs again to like put on weight. And then even then, I wasn't like gaining weight fast enough, so I just had to start eating like peanut butter and stuff.
gotcha. I feel like that's one thing that, like, I really wish that the people who got a hold of publishing what's accepted diet science. Oh gosh, this sword is not as strong. Well, let's
Yeah,
hope it works on Nito.
it probably has something to do with our like microbiomes and shit, because it like
Yep.
reset my body, and like ever since then, it was like pretty difficult to put on weight, but now it's a little bit easier, and I'm like a more healthier weight and stuff, and
Right.
my asthma stuff's still good, but
Mhm.
I definitely lean more keto, and every time I get back up in weight, go back towards keto and get off carbs, basically.
Yep. I feel like fats, like animal fats, play a really important role with that too, because that for some reason has been pushed away as like you shouldn't be eating too much fat because it'll hurt you, and it's like that. No, that's actually the opposite of the truth, especially when it comes to mental health, because it seems like whatever allows the myelin sheets of your neurons to function properly, that's what you should be trying to make sure you get plenty of.
Nutritional yeast, brah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That is, I eat a lot of nutritional yeast. It's pretty awesome, and it's good for your myelin sheath. And
Hmm.
what else was I going to say?
Howdy, Ron. Yeah, fat is incredibly good for you. It's if you want to not get fat, the thing to avoid is sugar, because that's what's actually
Yeah,
getting you fat.
yeah, like coconut oil is pretty awesome, and then just good butter is awesome.
Yep.
And milk is. I never actually had milk, but if I could get it real easy, I definitely would.
Yeah. Well, especially like milk and butter and animal fats instead of stuff like seed oils. Like that's probably one of the biggest changes to make if you can. Oh my
Yeah, and
gosh.
like, and it was like something. Some point I learned that it was like more about like the average of what you eat, and so like
Yep.
as long as like you don't eat too much fast food and like occasionally it's all right, but
Hmm.
it just like builds up basically, and people
Yep.
just eat it too often.
Yeah. I mean, it's like any other. Have a good night, Mills. Thanks for well, hanging out and chatting. But yeah, folks, it's wild to me that there's been so much damage done to people because of the like very bad science about what's good for you, quote unquote, and how a lot of that was I really need to stop dying there. like there was a lot of motivated reasoning that came or gave people the conclusions about the food pyramid and stuff like that. Like there was that there's a South Park episode where the joke was that they needed to turn the pyramid upside down to make it work properly, and that actually is the case.
I'm stuffed. I've had too much bread today. Yeah, I went to Fazoli's with my friends, and I wanted a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to Fazoli's, and I got, it was chicken Alfredo, and
And you ate too much, and you're feeling nice and fat now. Is that the?
Fazoli!
Fazoli, Tony Lazzuto. That's a pretty niche reference.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a guy. Okay, well, there's layers to this. So there's a guy on YouTube named Joel Haver,
Here.
who does sketches, but the way that he does it is instead of having to rotoscope animation over live action, he uses. Oh, let me see if I can get this. Oh, nope. And he disappeared. Rat's bit. So he wanted to have like animation and do it like using live action would make it a lot easier. I am not doing any damage. That's concerning. And so what he figured out he could do was use, I think, like, it's not AI in the way that most people think about it, but use that kind of technology to map animation to keyframes and create animations a lot faster and with a lot smaller of a budget. And yeah, it works really well. It has some weird artifacts to it, but it's definitely a powerful animation technique. And so this other guy whose channel is Goat on a Stick, he did a series of videos about what it's like for Video King characters to have speedrunners come through their game. And it's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna do Power Within this time. See how this goes. Let me also change my ring to Wolf Ring. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I probably should roll. I know he starts it off with that, because he started it off with it last time. And I heard the scream. Okay. Okay. If I... We're just getting a proper enema today. Or a... Oh gosh. Okay. I don't know if that's all of the ads, because if it's not... Nope. Okay. Well. Okay, so I need to kill all the ads, and then I can switch off with the Zweihander, but I don't think I want to because then the equipment load's too high, so I have to do the fight with the Zweihander unless I can switch. I can do the menu switching. Ugh.
What the ads?
So ads
Or
is a colloquial
what-
term for like the additional enemies that you get in boss fights.
Additional. That's what I was
Yep.
looking for.
Brr. Ron, are you still here, or are you just listening in now? I'm guessing he's just listening in. Alright. Press forward. Oh man, that was not smart. There we go. Can I get out of it? Where'd the Black Knight come from? I didn't think I aggroed him. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're good. We're good.
I caught the end of McMo's stream earlier where Ron came in and said bye, and it was a pretty awesome ending to this stream.
Well, I know he was doing a House of Wu thing earlier, so that was why he wasn't in the stream earlier. Okay, I don't want to fight you. That's why, because I can't parry for shit, especially when they, like, wind up for 30 years and then hit you. Okay. Let's properly deliver on the thumbnail, not just get Tanito, but actually kill him before the end of the stream. Run past you. Run down this way, drop. This is not the right way. That's probably why I aggroed him before, because I ran that way for a little bit. Follow the blue lit path. There we go. All the way down. Down, 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 down. There we go. Oh, I can just jump that. Okay, that's duly noted. It's really interesting to hear, like, and it's so consistent for so many people, especially those who've been dealing with autoimmune issues. Like, almost every single time, it's like, yeah, I started just eating meat, and then everything cleared up. And it's like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought of a lot of things. I don't know if it's the glyphosate or the old vaxes or... You know, that list of baby vaxes is massive.
Yep. I sprouted an arrow from my chest.
Because it was kind of, I don't know how, maybe it's just a super common thing. That's the way it's always been throughout history. But I became allergic to the things that, like, I kind of ate a lot of when I was younger, sort of.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know enough to be able to comment authoritatively on it, but it also just seems like the more I'm seeing and hearing from people, like, even the supposed experts don't have any clue what they're talking about. It's kind of frustrating that there's a lot of people who speak as though they have authority when really all that they're relying on are studies that were created by people with other motivations.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I don't know, that was part of what kind of made me have to believe in something higher, I guess. And
How so?
well, because I don't know exactly. Probably haven't really thought about it enough to really say, but
I mean, it sounds like you're onto something with it. Like, I don't think you're saying that arbitrarily. I'm just curious, like, how, for you particularly, that thought comes across.
well, I mean, because when you're like a secular materialist, your God is the government. And then once you realize that they're actually not in control, because, like, nobody's in control.
Yeah.
Then, like, who is in control?
Yep.
Oh, maybe someone is.
Yep. Maybe it's something higher than all of it.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I think that checks.
And also, what kind of led me to finding the corner, because I think I might have like got attuned to like telling when people were lying or something on YouTube, and when like they were bullshitting, and I started listening for people that said I don't know a lot, and then I started following those people, and then that led me to just like people with smaller channels, and then I think that's somehow a roundabout way how I got there generally.
Gotta go down before you can go up, almost.
True, and nobody around here knows what's going on. So that's good.
Yep. Oh, fuck. Fuck! Okay. I do not appreciate... Who's here?
I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I thought that was somebody else coming in to say hi. Oh man, I don't have any Estus left. I probably should be kindling my bonfire to have an actual chance here. Oh jeez, I didn't realize that had that hive area. Alright. So we're going to kindle a bonfire, so I actually have Estus charges.
You are resilient.
I'm something. I'd like to think resilient, but maybe just, Oh, do I have to... Hang on, I think I have to be unhollowed before I can kindle. Yeah. Alright, reverse hollowing. And then I'm probably gonna... Yeah, I'll just kindle it 3 times since I have the humanity. Grizz, I'm doing the thing. I'm kindling the bonfire. I get more Estus. Maybe Paladin Leroy's summon sign will be down there, and I can actually use him to help me too. Rather than trying to do this all on my own some... Alright.
Don't put it out with your boots, Clam.
Look how strong, look how lit that is. That's a big old fire now. Also, I think you were making a reference and I just didn't catch it.
Mas Fuego. It was Billy Madison.
Yep. Not ringing a bell.
You don't know what that movie is?
No.
Holy shit. How old are you?
I'm only 32, so...
Oh, I'm 3 years older than you.
Okay.
You should know fucking Billy Madison.
I mean...
I've got a older brother that's like 17 years older than me, though, so that's probably kind of why.
Helped you be a cultured individual.
Well, I just got all the hand-me-downs, so I'm like... I'm like I'm a millennial, but I got all the hand-me-downs from like the earlier, so barely. But then I also played like on a Nintendo, and then my brother had video games, so I played his, and so And then he like had big parties when I was little, and I got to play Mortal Kombat when it first came out on PS1. It was really early. I don't remember. It might have been like the first week or something, I think, is how the story goes.
Hmm.
And so that was cool. And I remember winning. So that was pretty awesome. I was like just smashing buttons, but
There
I
he
was
is.
pretty little.
It's Leroy Jenkins.
Why do they all have such awesome names?
Well, I mean, this one is just a nod to the OG.
Oh,
Paladin Leroy. Alright, and that means I should be able to summon him now. Oh gosh, I thought I could just run by you, apparently not. There we go. That definitely felt better too. So I should just let them kind of bait themselves into me first, and then hit them. And not just swing wildly like that, you silly goose. I know what the right answer is, it's just a matter of disciplining myself to actually follow through with it. Okay. Now where is his summon sign? Where is Paladin Leroy's summon sign? I think it'll be lower down. It should be pretty close to the entrance. Maybe not. Gosh, this is just chaotic. I mean, at least I'm not taking too much damage. We're losing too many Estus charges, although I do have plenty to deal with Nito now. Just gonna start laying hands on pinwheels. I might actually have to look that up. Is it like off this way? Ooh. That's a plus 15 ascension. That's good. There's another chunk so I can power up this sword if I need to. So the real question is, do I just go and fight him now? Or do I try and find the summon sign first? I think I'll just go ahead and fight him, and then if I don't kill him on this run, then I'll go ahead and look up where it's at. Okay. Alright, Nito. The mask of the child has come to defeat you. Okay. So those three guys are out of the way. It might actually be worth it for me to try and switch. And I got butt poked. Cool. Okay. Switch to the greatsword. Because this seems to do more damage to him, even though it's not divine. Probably because I don't have a lot of faith in this build. Okay. Jiminy crickets. Drink, 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 drink. Okay. I still got clipped by it, but I didn't die. Okay. Okay, and he's gonna flood. Does barriers work to block it? No. And also I made the mistake of aggroing these guys now. That's not great. Frack. And I'm trapped in a corner and I can't regen. Okay. There we go. That was really close. Oh, man. Good night, Ron. Thanks for coming by. Oh, my God.
Night.
I got 20 more minutes. Okay. So I got some extra stuff, so I'm going to go and try and upgrade some things, I think. Yeah. I am going to need to use... Let's see, how many this gives me? 3,000? That should be fine. Warp back to Anor... Well, no. To Parish. Oh, he's down from the bonfire, not up.
Well,
And reinforce. To +9. And then to +10. Okay.
don't get yourself.
Alright. So that should help a little bit. Maybe. If nothing else, I got the achievement. Which I'd never apparently gotten before. Alright. Warp back to Tomb of the Giants. Okay. Oh, you know what I should do? Actually, no, don't worry about that. I will unhollow and see if I can find his... Oh, I think I know where his summon sign is. I think I know exactly where his summon sign is. That should make this a little easier. Okay. Just cruising on by. What's pulling the aggro for the Black Knight? That's what I want to know. Okay. Well, he's not a problem anymore. Alright, the one thing that might be an issue with summoning Paladin Leroy is I don't know Is it not down here? I thought it'd be down here. Huh. Well, I am going to look it up real quick then. Let's see.
Yeah, when games got so complicated that you had to start looking stuff up, I kind of it got too complicated for me, I think.
I mean, I don't have to look it up, but it's one of those. Okay, Leroy can be summoned before the fight with Pinwheel. I just want to see if like I'm wasting my time with looking around for this or not. Your human form run from the last bonfire towards the fog, getting Nito.
I agree, but my point sort of still stands, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that I ever really tried to play a bunch. It's definitely an awesome game and shit, but it's not my point, I guess. It's just that, yeah, I fucking am too dumb for this shit. I probably would have gave up a while ago on whatever you're doing.
Well, I think that's actually a really important part of games in general, but like coming into like there's a lot of stuff that I enjoy that is objectively really difficult. And that's really frustrating. I would have thought that would be good enough to kill, but apparently not. You
I
have
don't
to
mind
kind
difficult things.
You have to fall in love with it.
Yeah, I don't mind difficult things. I just think that you should find something difficult that's like worthwhile.
Well, how do you know what's going to be worthwhile before you give it a try?
It's fruits.
That's true, I suppose.
You gotta try it. Yeah, you gotta try it. But yeah, it's fruits.
So what do you see? What are the fruits of what I'm doing right now? Or what do you think might be the fruits of it?
Oh, well, you're, like, focused, I guess, in some ways, and then, like, determination a little bit, problem solving, and, cheating.
Cheesing.
Leave the cats out of this.
Oh my gosh. That was a reference I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. That shit was awesome.
They call it cheesing because it's fun to do. Okay, I think I might... Do I want to just try and fight him straight up? Or do I want to try and kill these other guys first? And also get my bloodstain? It might be worthwhile. Can I pull just one for aggro? Or is I gonna have to pull all of them? There we go. Oh, that didn't hit. Fuck you. Oh, and I dropped the bloodstain. That's frustrating. Okay, so I don't need to unhollow. Pull the aggro. Okay, kill the 3 small ones. Pull the aggro from one of the large ones at a time. And then we can roll out from there.
They do say this is like one of the hardest games, don't they?
I mean, it is and it isn't. There's definitely games with higher skill ceilings. I'll say that. Like Monster Hunter? Oh my lord. Like the thing with Dark Souls that makes it so difficult is it demands that you play by its rules and punishes you severely if you try to not play by its rules.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's fair in a weird way, minus janky hitbox is excluded, it's a very fair game. Like if you die, it's because you did something improperly. Even if you think it's bullshit, there's something that you could have done differently that would have allowed you to beat it.
Is it usually parry?
Parry, thrust. Matthew Perry?
Died in a hot tub shot full of ketamine.
I mean, is there any other way to have your ketamine? I didn't hit that. I love that people are like trying to. Oh gosh, that's gonna hurt. There we go. Trying to say like, no, it wasn't a drug overdose. It's like, okay.
I don't know. I'm it's a toss up if you ask me. Like, because I think the story was he had his assistant like shoot him up, and obviously he
foul
wasn't.
play.
Well, yeah, I think he probably got murdered because he's been using ketamine forever from the dose he was taking. So, and he had like an assistant shoot him up, and so like it wouldn't make sense to go get in the hot tub after shooting up a bunch of ketamine if you knew what you were doing, and if you did, you would have somebody watch you.
Yeah.
Because like that's like it's an obvious thing that you would definitely know that.
So suicide then maybe?
It could have been
Still clip
suicide,
me.
or yeah, he could have been killed. It's pretty much a toss up.
I cannot time that properly apparently.
Probably wouldn't be the worst way to go.
I suppose not, but he probably wasn't. Well, unless it was suicide, then he probably wasn't choosing to go out at that particular time.
You would have to not carry very much to begin with to shoot up ketamine and get in a hot tub. If it was an accident, he probably didn't really care.
Yeah, that's true. He's lived a good long life, right?
It's kind of true, kind of true.
Oh my gosh, am I gonna get... Okay, thank you, iframes.
And he was getting ripped off for his ketamine too, I believe. He was getting it from doctors and they were charging him outrageous amounts.
I mean, he probably didn't... Money was not so much of a concern there.
True, but I don't even remember why I know that. Some YouTube shit probably.
This is how rumors get started. Come on, Joe.
True. Nothing I say is ever true.
I take no responsibility for any of the words coming out of my mouth.
It's true though. That's like one of the things that makes it hard for me to talk is once you think about it too much, you can't really say anything that's true.
It's more just degrees of truth at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Alright, I got 10 minutes before the 3-hour mark. I really want to actually deliver on the thumbnail this time, especially because the last couple we didn't. Oh dear. My game is lagging out. My computer is lagging. What's happening?
Weird.
That was weird. Okay. That was real weird.
An error in the data.
One of the things that Grizz made a point of to me was that, and I don't know, like it's one of those just fun things to speculate about, but when there are things that happen to you within the scope of a game, especially as you're trying to commentate over it like this, it's like, is there like some part of your subconscious that is intentionally getting you killed in some of these instances? That like it's a way of your inner self telling your outer self that, hey, you're full of crap right here.
No, you just suck.
No, I just suck.
It's a skill issue.
It's a skill issue. I mean, it's also a skill issue.
It's mostly a skill issue.
My peanut gallery is back.
She is pretty funny, the ones I've seen with her.
I think the next one that we're, for the stream is going to be It Takes Two with her. So I'm curious how we're going to work that with having people on as well, though. Alright. Once more into the breach. Okay, we didn't start off with him giving me a dildo for Christmas, so that's a good start. There it is. I'm rolling too soon. It's like right as the scream fades out. Okay. Like that's the one of the things that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure that one out specifically just because of how unblockable it is. Okay. Let me bait you out a little bit further. There we go. Come to daddy. Swing. Swing. And still too soon. Fuck. Okay. Come on. At least I have the Estus to deal with this now.
Yeah, I suppose I would get stoned and play video games and get into like a flow state now that I've thought about it for a while.
The flow state part of it is definitely fun, but honestly for me, it is definitely more about like gaining competence with things. Oh, I'm just sandwiched myself. I should probably take care of this quickly.
I might have liked it more for the disassociation.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Well, that's the thing that a lot of people like it better for. I mean, Grizz talked about it, I think, on one of my streams before, about, like, a little bit of self-delusion about, like, oh, yeah, I'm playing Reinhardt to teach kids about teamwork. And it's like, no, I'm just addicted to flow states. That was I meant to upgrade my freaking greatsword. Okay, that's for something for the next one. Because now it should just be a matter of me carefully coming in. Okay. Is there a way to get away or dodge this, or is it just... Okay, you can get out of range of it. He swings forward, you just have to back up, and then you can quickly come in, get a swing, back out again. I totally rolled, but not apparently at quite the right time. Okay. Take a sip. That hits through the iframe, not through the iframes, but probably I just wasn't timing it quite right. Okay. Without the additional enemies, he seems to not be quite so difficult to deal with. I probably should not be that close.
It's hard not to blame the game when, like, you start getting pissed off.
Well, especially, like, there are some, like, janky hitboxes and other issues like that with this game.
Yeah, which I probably wouldn't even be able to notice, but maybe after a while I would, you know, like, intuitively or whatever.
Yeah. So if you stay in too close, then he does that. Okay. So you want to try and keep it at like a medium distance? Is that the idea? I still got tagged by it.
Oh, that was close.
That's okay. Like, as long as he's leaving me plenty of room to back up and heal, so this should be pretty trivial now. Also, I'm going the wrong way around this. That's part of the problem here, huh? Oh gosh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck under him. Okay, there we go.
Not the first time you said that.
There we go. And I didn't quite get that second hit. Okay. But yeah, so, oh gosh, this is a really weird niche piece of knowledge. Okay, can I please get away? I apologized again, damn it. Okay. So the way that the spirals of staircases work in medieval fortresses is actually a deliberate design choice to make it more defendable. Because you want to be forcing your opponent to be swinging into a column while you can kind of dance around and swing freely the other way.
Oh, you got that direction.
Gosh! Okay, we have a strategy now. I'm going to go and I'm going to upgrade this real quick, and then that should be easier. That was... What do you think, Joe? Is that a sign to end the stream, or should I give it one more go?
I don't know.
I want to give it one more go. I probably didn't need to use a soul of the hero for that, though. Alright. Warp to Undead Parish. We're going to upgrade the Black Knight Greatsword once more. Reinforced weapon. Oh, I don't quite have enough for 5. Okay. Oh. I'll do that off stream if I have to. That's fine. Alright, Tomb of the Giants. One more try. One more try. Okay. Here we go. Ba 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 ba.
I've never got into the 64 much, but yeah, I think I just like the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo just more, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Super Mario 64 is still as popular of a game as it is kind of wild, though.
Yeah.
Like, definitely more from like a speedrunning perspective than anything else, but
My nephew's always into that that curvature or whatever. There's like a time frame that everything like goes out of style and then comes back, and like the retro games. Well, yeah, and then there's like there's a specific name for it. I'm just not gonna remember, but like, and so now like the old games are super expensive and stuff, and it's gonna keep getting more expensive, I guess.
Yep.
Well, obviously, I suppose.
Although emulators are definitely a good way to experience that. Like, it's not going to be a perfect representation of it. There's going to be issues with it, but that was how because like I never got to play stuff like Legend of Zelda growing up, and so that was kind of one of those like, oh hey, I finally got to play through something that was such a formative experience for so many other people in my age cohort. Owen Cyclops has a thread about how Super Mario 64 is super Masonic. Huh. I would be really curious to see that. If that's like actually legit or just schizo posting. Because you definitely can run the risk of things heading that way. Alright. I am out of water.
Everything's Masonic, man.
It's all Masonic. The Masons are everywhere. I mean...
Elon's rocket's got 33 fucking engines on it, bro.
I feel like that's more to do with geometry than anything else, though. And I don't.
mean,
By the way,
probably,
Grim.
but also it's got 33 engines.
I don't mean to be dismissive about that either, Grim. It's just one of those things where it's like you have to be careful not to. You have to be careful not to let things get out of hand, and I know that you're aware of that. It's just one of those
Yeah,
difficulties.
I like to think about it though because it's fun though, sort of. Which,
Hmm.
yeah, you can definitely get carried away with it, but it's interesting how much it comes up and why the fuck it does. Who knows?
Well, I think that there are. Oh my gosh, cannot catch a break with that. I think that there definitely are a lot of cases in which there is a very deliberate effort by not great people to include their symbology in places and things for sometimes like to just claim something. I don't quite know, but there seems to be reasons for it, and maybe it is just the oh gosh.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's on accident too.
Well, it's just kind of one of those. Oh man. I don't know if it's on accident or if it's just like incidental to like whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Okay. So we've taken care of those guys. Black Knight Greatsword, okay. Also, what's over here anyway? Oh, it's the Paladin set. Okay, why am I rolling slow? Because I have this on, that's why, okay. There we go. Fella had me on Lincoln Clock Tower description. Okay, I'll give it a look. And I'm going the wrong way, so I'm going to circle around, come at him from the other side. Okay. I am trying to time that roll. Okay, I need to time it so that it's like right before he slams it into the ground is when the roll timing is. Okay. He blasts that out. I want to bait swings because those tend to have the most lag animation on him. Okay, I gotta run away from this. Okay. Try and bait swings. Come on, swing on me, swing on me. Swing, bada bada bada. He's gonna swing again. No, just the one that time. Probably could have gone back in on him. Okay. Rush in on that. Probably shouldn't rush in blindly. That'll do though. Okay. Oh man, that was a little bit closer than I probably should have gone. No, don't do it. Don't swing away. Oh man, okay. Go back up, drink. Okay. Plenty of Estus. Don't make stupid moves. And one more. Hey!
Yahtzee?
Deliberate, patient effort.
Yahtzee!
Lord Soul acquired. And it doesn't give me a homework
Oh,
line,
and
does it?
It's a delayed gratification too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And now I have to remember how I get out of here. Oh, there we go. There's a bonfire down here. And let's just spam level endurance. And yeah, we'll go back to the Firelink Shrine and call it there. Huzzah!
Have you already beat this before?
I've only actually beaten it once, but I've played it quite a bit. Just trying different stuff out with it. Yeah.
Once, yeah. That's a pretty hard game, probably.
Yeah. Well, it just takes a while too. Like, you've just getting through things to all the different bosses can take a minute. Although the speed run for it is under an hour. I don't remember how far under an hour, but it is wild to watch. But yeah. Thanks for coming on, Joe. I appreciate you keeping me company.
No problem. It was pretty awesome watching you die a lot, but then ultimately winning.
Well, with that,
Huzzah!
goodbye then. Be safe, friends. Don't you dare go hollow. Because sometimes you can beat a Grave Lord in 3 hours if you don't go hollow. Take care, everybody.